Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me in today's session. Today, I'm going to talk about Leeward Community College's Certificate of Competence in Substance Abuse Counseling Program. So my name is Daniel, or people on campus call me Danny. I'm the academic advisor for the Substance Abuse Counseling Program, and also help out with other current technical education programs, such as information computer science, plant biology and tropical agriculture, integrated industrial tech, and substance abuse counseling. The reason why I have University of Hawaii and Chaminade University, those are my two alma maters for my collegiate pathway. I got my Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology from University of Hawaii at Manoa in 2012, and a Master's in Science and Counseling Psychology from Chaminade University in 2016. So if you folks have any questions that might come up later in the presentation and you're unable to put in the chat box, feel free to shoot me an email at thecordial@hawaii.edu, and I'll be happy to assist you folks. All right. So being part of the substance abuse counseling program, it is also considered a career technical education program. The positive side of that is that you would receive additional services as opposed to students who would only be going for their associate's degree. So the first service we have is we have a bi-monthly newsletter that we send out to students, and within these newsletters, it contains a lot of useful information of different trends going on in the substance abuse counseling field, as well as different internship opportunities, scholarship opportunities, and even job postings once in a while. So if you are interested, please shoot me an email and I can add you to our email list that will start sending out these newsletters next month. Next semester. Next, we also have scheduled planning. This is to help you folks create a track to make sure you're on time to graduate in a timely manner, or whatever best suits you. Another service we have is academic support. So this is something you can set up with myself or with our substance abuse peer mentor, who can help you with time management skills, organizational skills, and study strategies. We also have career help. With career help, we help students find jobs once they're completing their program. And once they're heading towards graduation, usually our students would be hired from our internship companies that they would do their internship with. So it's a great pathway for students to go from learning in school directly into the field. We also have a job prep services office that helps students with resume updates, cover letter drafts, and mock interviews. And then the last service we have as a CTE program is one-on-one peer mentoring. So we do have a peer mentor who has gone through the program and helped students walk them through the different classes that they had, and they share with them different tips on how they were successful in the program and how to be successful as well. In the substance abuse program, we have two different pathways that students generally follow. The first one is a certificate of competence in substance abuse counseling. With the certificate is 7 classes, so 21 credits and 4 semesters. Some of you might be scratching your head and be thinking 21 credits should not be 4 semesters. The reason why it is a 2-year program is that last year you're going to have direct face-to-face contact working with clients in a substance abuse treatment facility. And that would comprise about 400 hours total, 200 in your 3rd semester and 200 in your 4th semester. So you get that direct hands-on experience. We also have students who pursue their associates in liberal arts plus the certificate of competence in substance abuse counseling. And with these students, their goal is to continue their education at UH Manoa's Bachelor's of Arts in Social Work. So those are the 2 main pathways that students follow within this program at Leeward Community College. Okay, so getting into the overview, we have our substance abuse counseling program offers students education and practical training in the 12 core functions of substance abuse counseling. Our students will develop both basic and intermediate level knowledge and skills to enter the field. So that way you have the right tools and techniques to start working with clients once you graduate from the program. Program content is focused to have students prepare for the substance abuse counseling certification here on Hawaii from the Department of Drug and Alcohol Abuse Division, also known as ADAD on Hawaii. So students who complete this program, just going for the certificate, often they start working at a treatment facility for about a year or two, then they go ahead and get their licensure to be a certified substance abuse counselor. The cool thing with our program is that we have a very wide range of different learners. Students coming straight out of high school for traditional and as well as non-traditional students. We have students who are recovering from substances as well, who go into this program and want to give back. They're able to empathize with clients that they work with because they've been in their shoes. We also have licensed mental health providers and students who are going for your PhDs or who have advanced degrees as well. Once again, the program is a 21 credit, 4 semester long program. So here are the 7 classes that is built within this 21 credit program. The first one is Human Services 100, which is known as self-exploration. This is a really fun and engaging class. So in Human Services 100, one of the big projects that you would do is basically a family tree. You would go back and explore your ancestry and see, the genetics that make you, you. And you also get to learn more about yourself. And the importance of that going into the counseling field is, one, you really need to know who you are as a person, because when you're working with so many different clients, bringing in so many different backgrounds and stories, it's easy to get caught up and lost in their stories and start to take on their problems as your own. And knowing yourself as a counselor and knowing yourself really well, you're able to pinpoint and say like, hey, what's going on with me is not really my personal problems. It's the clients that you're working with, and sometimes that takes a toll on you. So you learn how to do like burnout prevention and things like that. Next class is our Human Services 140, which is individual counseling. This is a great introductory counseling course, which will go over the 12 different counseling theories. And it's not going to be very intense where you're going to really have a deep dive into, client-centered approach or cognitive behavior therapies. It's just going to be a brief overview, but at the same time, you're picking up those skills and learning the different theories and techniques of how these different therapy modalities are effective with clients. Our next class is Human Services 245, group counseling. It's basically taking those different theories and applying it to a group setting versus a one-on-one individual session. And there's a lot of benefits of providing group counseling. On Oahu, we have a lot of Alcohol Anonymous as well as Narcotics Anonymous meetings that happens throughout the entire state. And the benefits of these group sessions and leading these group sessions is you have a lot of support, not just from your counselor, but from the group as well. So it's a really supportive system and basically a second family to help each other be a better person. Next, Human Services 268, we have Service of Substance Abuse and Addiction. This is where you're going to learn about the different substances and how it impacts people's psychological and physiological effects of different substances. So it's really cool to learn about what these different types of drugs does to your body, does to you mentally. How does it affect the chemistry in your brain? Next one is Human Services 270, which is substance abuse counseling. This is where you're going to take that deep dive into the 12 core functions of substance abuse counseling. And it's basically your guide to helping people to recovery. And Human Services 294 and 295, this is your field work or internship phase. So within within your internship phase, you'll be placed into 1 or 2 different internship sites, and you'll do approximately 10 to 15 hours per week in the treatment facility, shadowing counselors, working with clients, leading different group sessions. So it's really hands-on, and you really build confidence in these face-to-face interactions with clients and really grow your skill set. So approximately, it's about 200 hours minimum per class, per Human Services 294 and 295, and to get a total of at least 400 hours to get credit for both classes. Okay, so in this slide we have is showing the different 12 core functions of substance abuse counseling. So a supervised practical training that includes receiving a minimum of 400 hours of daily supervision in the 12 core functions in a work setting where alcohol and drug treatment counseling is provided. So we need to meet at least a minimum of 20 hours of 20 supervised hours per 12 steps. So in the internship phase, you will receive a minimum of 20 hours per 12 steps. And here is some information from ADAD for to become a certified substance abuse counselor. The first number in red, which can seem pretty daunting to some, is 6,000 hours of face-to-face clinically supervised work experience. So this is approximately 3 years working full-time in a treatment facility, and you need to be supervised by a clinical certified substance abuse counselor or a quality health professional. So this 3,000 hours is if you say, you just so happen to get a position within a drug treatment facility with no educational background, but you've been working there for years and years. This allows learners who do not have the educational background to become certified substance abuse counselors. The next part in red, completion of an alcohol drug counseling certificate program, such as the one at Leeward Community College, can substitute 2,000 hours of work experience. So you're looking at 4,000 hours of work experience post receiving your certificate, which comes out about to 1 year. So going to Leeward, you can substitute those 2,000 hours from the 6,000 plus the additional 400 hours that you receive from your internship through Leeward's program. So you're looking at 2,400 hours that can be substituted within that 6,000 hours. Other options is that if you have a bachelor's degree with the behavioral science field, you can substitute 2,000 hours work experience. Or if you have a master's degree or higher in behavioral science, you can substitute up to 4,000 hours out of 6,000. So that is a big chunk of hours that can be used based on your education for work experience, even if you have no direct work experience. And just to keep in mind, you cannot substitute more than 4,000 hours of supervised experience to be credited towards to be able to sit in the licensure exam. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we do have career help, such as career coach and a job prep services. So I'm going to talk about job prep services real quick. It's a really great office that we have here on campus that helps students find employment on or off campus for part-time, full-time, or internship opportunities. So within job prep services, they help you, again, with creating a resume or editing your resume. They'll help you with mock interviews, creating cover letters, and pretty much walk you through the whole job application process so you can be a strong candidate once you're ready to start looking for a position. Career Coach is a cool website that is hosted by Leeward Community College, and we have a lot of cool things. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you folks, share with you folks a little bit about Career Coach. So this is Leeward Community College's main website. To get to Career Coach, what you wanna do is scroll down to the bottom in the blue section. Under quick links, you can go to the third one, which is Career Coach. Okay, so within Career Coach, there's 5 basic elements to this website. The first one is to take a career assessment. Basically, it's a personality assessment based on your interests and skills. Within this personality assessment, it will generate a 3-letter code that would best suit your personality. What Career Coach is gonna do is take that 3-letter code and match it to different careers that best suit your personality and interests. Then from there, it'll share with you the different educational programs that you can pursue the different careers that best fit your personality. There's also a resume builder in here if you need help building a resume, and different services if you're a veteran. So what you folks are interested in is probably the wages and and projection of jobs within substance abuse counseling. So I'm going to go ahead and type in substance. So this is the overview of the substance abuse counselors. And the available programs is our substance abuse counseling at Leeward. So the median salary basically is the very middle part of the whole range of salaries. And keep in mind, this information is pulled specifically just for the island of Oahu. If you do reside in a different island, you can drop down to different counties and you can see the different projections and job postings within per island. In the About tab, it'll share with you the daily tasks what a substance abuse counselor would do, the national education attainment level, so anything from a high school diploma to a doctorate degree, the top skills that they're looking for, substance abuse counseling, treatment planning, and things like that. Right, next to the wages tab, starting off as a substance abuse counselor and you're not certified yet, you're looking at around $31,000 per year. Once you get certified and licensed through the state, you'll be looking at around $51,000 a year. And through your experience, you can get up close to 6 figures. So our monthly job postings, this data was collected since May 2017 till now. As you can see, there's a huge spike within 2019, kind of dropped back down, but it's going to pick up again, especially with everything going on in the world with COVID and the Black Lives Matter movement and a whole bunch of trauma that people are experiencing, which may lead them to using substances. So the need for substance abuse counselors will be there. Here are the top companies that would hire substance abuse counselors. And employment projections. So in 2020, we have about 560 employed substance abuse counselors, and within the next 9 years, it's going to get projected to be around 605. Okay. So here's Career Coach. And if you folks are interested in the program and are curious on how to get started to apply for the program, we can go back to Leeward's main website. And on the top, one of the top links is how to apply. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And everything you need to know to apply in the application process is all within this website. It was all within the site. So if you can look at your situation and see which one of these best fit you. So for example, I'm going to go first-time college student. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And there are 9 steps to get you ready for the fall semester. Keep in mind, for application deadlines for fall 2020 is going to be August 1st. Okay. So when you want to do the application process, you're going to go ahead to step 2 and apply online. From here, I'll bring you to this website, and you can go ahead and click Leeward Community College. And it's going to ask you to create a login ID and PIN. And once you do this step, it's going to bring you to your account. And from your account, there's additional steps that you can follow, which is really straightforward and easy to do. And if you have any difficulty within this process, you can go ahead and contact myself or a counselor on campus, and we can walk you through it. So once you apply, you'll receive an email from your UH email account, and from your personal email account that will inform you that you've been accepted to Leeward Community College. From there, you will go ahead and create your UH username and password. Once you have all that set up, you would have to take a placement exam to place you in the appropriate English and math course. Once you have your placement exam, you will attend a new student orientation, which for the fall will most likely be a virtual one versus an in-person orientation. And from here, you would work with a counselor on campus to help pick your schedule and classes for you. Step 7 is for financial aid, if you folks are looking for financial aid and different scholarship opportunities. And from there, once you're registered, you'll be good to go to start in the fall. Some of you might have any questions about tuitions and fees. So our tuition at Leeward Community College as a resident is $131 per credit. So per 3 credit course, you're looking around just under $400 per class, which is very affordable. So that brings me towards the end of the presentation. And at this time, I'd like to entertain any questions that you would have for me.
Sure. So I'm scrolling through the chat. We have a few questions that have come in. One that's come in a couple of times I'll start with, and we just have about a minute or so left in the session. That question is, what can you share about whether classes will be online or in person or a mix of both this fall?
So most likely we'll have a mix and a lot of hybrid courses. So typically in a regular semester, you would attend at least 2 in-person classes. In the hybrid model, it would be you would meet online once a week plus a once a week in-person class. And if it's going to be online, then it's going to be strictly only online. But we're looking at all options at this point in time. And most likely it's going to be a hybrid model of online plus 1 in person.
Okay, and I'll fit in one more question. Does only a behavioral science bachelor's substitute for the practicum hours when you shared the different options for achieving those substitutes?
Yes, that would be it would be at the discretion of ADAD or the state's alcohol and drug abuse division to see if your degree would qualify towards substituting those hours prior to sitting in for the licensure exam.
Okay, we are just past 2 o'clock, so I want to thank you, Daniel, for sharing so much great information. You actually anticipated several of the questions that had come in. As you mentioned, this is, I guess, in a way, unfortunately, maybe a field where we're really going to need quite a few people who are trained and ready to support in our community. So there's opportunity in that. We appreciate the participants being online and finding out how they can enroll and pursue their education. As you see on the screen now, you have contact information. So for any additional follow-up questions, please reach out. Thank you again, Daniel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Mahalo.
Well, thank you for having me. Take care.